What's up, Dragon Brood? So today we got something a little fun on the docket. We're kind of starting a new season over, so we're kind of waiting for Zendikar stuff to happen. And I'm revisiting, or visiting as it is, some themes that may be playable going into the fall rotation with Standard 2021. And that brought me back to the Deathtouch list. We played some versions of this in Standard, some with 2 colors, some with 3 colors. We did Jund, we did Golgari. I don't think the mana really sits well enough for us to try Jund, but we can do just green-black and see what happens here. I think it could be interesting, but who knows? We may just run into a bunch of roadblocks and not go anywhere, but there's only one way to find out. But before we go find out, you know what you got to do. You got to like this video to help me get in front of more people. Got to hit that subscribe button so I know that you care and that you love me and that you like coming to see all my stuff. And then hit the notification bell, because that's for you to get a notification every time I have a video up. But now that you've done all that, let's go check out this Deathtouch list. Okay, so I've had this kind of in the hopper for a little bit, I guess, if you want to say, and I'm not really comfortable with the list entirely, but I figure now's as good a time as any. We're getting toward the end of the Standard 2021 kind of rotation system, whatever you want to call it, right before the Zendikar previews are about to start, and that's going to be the talk of the town, and we'll probably start putting up some sample deck lists as cards get previewed for Zendikar. But for now, let's take a look at this. We're starting with 4 Foulmire Knight. We're going to play just a couple of Moss Vipers. Probably could go up to 4 of these if we could squeeze room somewhere else. Playing Mire Triton. 3 copies of Ram Through because it's just an easy way to kill creatures. Shovel hopefully gets us some card and some life. Playing 2 copies of Fiend Artisan because it allows us to go search for some of our bigger creatures or finishers as we need them, because we don't have that many large creatures. Also, this card itself can grow quite large later in the game. Playing 3 copies of Call of the Death Dweller. This is a good way to just get access to some of our creatures again, especially stuff like Hooded Blightfang, because that's kind of the best card in the deck. Grim Dancer, this is what I'm experimenting with. I don't know how important it is to the list, honestly, but it does give you some versatility in getting Menace, Deathtouch, and Lifelink, which could be good in different situations. We're also playing a couple of Garruk Unleashed, just because Deathtouch and Trample is awesome. Some Questing Beasts, because it's the best Deathtoucher we have access to, I think, and some Primal Mites, just as an additional way to kill some opponent's creatures and maybe get a big finishing blow. Who knows? I would say I have some other versions of this list that do play the big 6-cost Garruk, but I just couldn't find room in this one, so we'll see how it goes and see how many times we're missing it, and maybe we'll add it in the end. But for now, let's go to the arena. Well, this is unfortunate. For as many small creatures as we have, we drew none, so we got to mulligan that one. This looks a lot better. We're going to keep and probably just grab Questing Beast, I think is going to be the plan here. And let's go ahead and open with a Moss Viper. This isn't a good matchup for us, I wouldn't imagine. I would think this is going to be a bunch of stuff that comes out of the graveyard. Either that, or it's going to be the Auras list. I don't think I've really seen Lurrus in anything else. Alright, so it is not the Auras list. We're going to play a bunch of graveyard stuff, which is not good, not good. Let's go ahead and get in with the Viper. Opponent probably blocks there, which makes a lot of sense. We don't want to play another creature yet. Let's see if we can get something else in the graveyard. I mean, before we play the Artisan. Let's see if we can get something else dead so we can get that sized up a little bit here. Mostly just dodging like the Stomp from the Bonecrusher Giant, that sort of thing here. Alright, so here we're going to get Menace. And normally I would say Deathtouch, but in this matchup, maybe we want Lifelink. Alright, so we're not going to send this Archfiend's Vessel to the graveyard easily for the opponent. Make them work for it a little bit here. Alright, unfortunately they do have 2 creatures now. Now they have 3 creatures. And Lurrus is an easy way to get those back. Alright, so now I guess we attack with this. I mean, they get it back. We have to deal with the 5/5s. We don't really have much choice. We'll just take our beat. Oh, they chose not to. Did not see that coming. That is a surprise. Why would they not want at least one Archfiend Vessel in the yard? Because they could have blocked with Mire Triton and the Vessel, gain some life, send the Mire Triton and the Vessel to the yard. Yeah, that's weird. It's a little unnerving. This is not good for us. Well. And now they can lure us that back. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to pay 4. And sacrifice this. And we're going to go get a Questing Beast. Oh, that's weird how it split my Questing Beast. Y'all see that? There's 3 in the middle and 1 over there. I guess that's to represent the one we put on the bottom of the library. Kind of weird. I sort of want a Blightfang, but I think Questing Beast's just the better option here. And then, for a moment, I'm going to try to avoid putting these Archfiend's Vessels in the graveyard easily for the opponent. Make them work for it on their own terms. And then if maybe we get lucky, we could top deck something here to deal with Lurrus, but who knows. Alright, well, none of those block Questing Beasts except for Lurrus, which is not really what we're looking for here. This Grim Dancer is all of a sudden no good anymore. And that doesn't make me happy. I mean, sack this. Gonna go get one of these Blightfangs. This kind of just speeds up the clock. And maybe if things work out our way and we get lucky and they don't have a way to get a 5/5 flyer into play, we can get something else. Actually, yeah, we don't have quite enough mana to do that. If we get another cheap creature, we could go search for another Blightfang. Oh, Kroxa. We don't like that. Alright, so we've got one turn before Kroxa shows back up. I mean, they could replay Kroxa, I guess, here if they wanted to. But they need 4 other cards in the graveyard to get it out and 4 mana, so they could just do it the hard way with Lurrus. But we have enough life that we're not that worried about it. Okay, this works. So let's... Yeah, I think this is what we have to do. And then we will... 1, 2, 3... Well, I'll just pay 4, it doesn't matter. We don't have anything to spend this mana on anyway. The question is, can I kill them with an attack? Because that would be 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It does not, sadly. Alright, this is it. We've got to find a way to get past our Blightfangs, or just the 2 triggers from those alone to kill the opponent. And we're at enough life that we don't really care about Kroxa. The opponent can attack here with Lurrus, but then we just block, so that doesn't help them. That's a gain life, lose life, sack some things. Okay, fair. Oh, no! Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. They only have 3 mana left. What are they going to do? Yeah, that's not going to do enough. None of their creatures can block the Questing Beast. So that'd be 2, 4, 6 in just Blightfang triggers. And then the Questing Beast is 4. So they're going to have to get to at least 11 to not die here. Oh, not true. They could replay that out of the yard. if they don't spend their mana. Yeah, good on them. Oh, though if they don't get to sacrifice though, so yeah, they're still gonna die from the triggers. They actually needed one more mana. Okay, well, yep, GG's. Same thing here. I think we have to mulligan. This is significantly better. Let's grab Questing Beast. I saved the question mark. With a really high pitch question mark. Alright, sadly I think we're going to have to go looking for a forest, and then just hope somehow Shovel lives here, because I don't see how it's going to happen, but we're going to hope for the best. Good boy. Alright, lots of damage quick here. I think... Garrick, you are not going to do a whole lot here. Alright, let's hope they don't have a Scorching Dragon Fire. If not, we're still in business. Alright, we are not blocking. We are not interested in that. I was going to say, if Shovel lives, we get some life back here, so it's all good. Question, though, is where do we put that? I think the Rimrock Knight stands to be a bigger problem. So we probably just kill that. Okay, so... Man, I bet you they have a shock. But there's not much we can do. Wait, did I? Oh, I put 0. I didn't click the 1. Oh, no. Oh. I swear I clicked the 1, so I just have the 1 mana left over there. That sucks. That's terrible. I mean, they had a shock anyway, but we'd at least had a blocker for this Arsonist. Oh, that sucks. That's just a dumb misclick. I deserve it, though. Alright, we're going to go with Lifelink and Deathtouch. In case for some reason we need to get into a Torbran blocking situation or whatever here. Not necessarily likely, but it could happen. Oh, this is going to be Embercleave shenanigans, isn't it? Alright. Well, you at least have to choose. Nope, just a Bone Crusher. Okay. We can take that. That is much better than what it could have been. Let me tell you. And the opponent has more creatures than us, so when we minus here, it doesn't hurt us too badly.
They're quite hungry.
No more burn spells, opponent. You are not allowed. We have another? Dang it. Golly. Well, if they just draw it, they draw it. What are you going to do? Alright, we're dead. Alright, I would like to go first sometimes to Arena. Even if it's just every once in a while. Alright, the opponent didn't get the crazy start. However, we are due to play against an adventure deck, so let's see that Clover. It's about that time. Alright, there's a forest, and... Yep. That's what I thought. And unfortunately, our hand does nothing here. Alright, so we're just going to attack for one. I mean, if they have a Bone Crusher Giant, we'll just scoop it up. Go to the next game. I mean, they could just be blue-green. If so, that's kind of a different situation we're dealing with. Nope, there it is. Yep. Or not. Well, they're going to search for lands first, and then go ahead and do it. That would make sense. Yep. Yeah, if this hand had even one of the Blight Fangs in it, because it's a 1/4, you know, and they'd already spent their resources to deal with these, feel a little better. But right now, with like nothing, even like a shovel would have been nice there, but no action here. Or like a smaller 1/1, and then being able to keep the Fiend Artisan in hand would have been nice. I mean, I guess we go ahead and do this. It's not great. I mean, it's a thing we can do. We'll put... Well, he already has Deathtouch, so we'll just put Deathtouch here and Lifelink here? I don't know. Probably should have put them both on the Fiend Artisan, but... Figure I'd spread the love. We have another one that looks like. And they have 4 unknown cards. We're probably going to have to be real careful with this ram through, but unfortunately it looks like we may just be using it on a Bone Crusher Giant. And we have way too much mana here. Not what we need. Not what we need at all. I'm gonna bounce our Fiend Artisans. That would make sense. This is tough, because even if we plus Garrick, like, we can't do anything here if they bounce our stuff. That's pretty tough. Let's go ahead and just attack with the Moss Viper and see what happens. Because they're obviously wanting to target stuff with a Brazen Borrower. Alright, they're going to let it through. Smartly so. I guess we just play this just to keep some amount of presence on the table, but really it's just going to end up with our creatures getting bounced anyway. Yep, there we go. Still sitting on this ram through. They could play their big giant here if they had a land. This will at least let us punch past that. Not sure what we do after that, though. They keep reading the clover. Not sure what that's about. Alright, we'll take our 5. 15. That being said, with that, I will say with this list, without playing something like this is the list that would need a sideboard for sure. Best of 1, Standard 2021 struggles because of, you know, the lack of quality ways to deal with artifacts. I mean, we could, if you really wanted to, play something like Wilt, you know, but that's not really a card you want to be playing. Sure. Well, attack, I guess. I mean, they can play Brazen Borrower, they will draw a card. Unfortunately, we can't use this ram through yet. We're gonna have to take 7 and then figure out a plan after that. Because blocking here isn't a realistic option. I mean, we can, it just doesn't really do anything. Alright. Though, I will say, the one thing about these adventure decks in general is what this shows off is kind of one of the concerns I had when I first saw Adventures, is that you're basically playing with extra cards. Like, you're basically playing, like, a bounce spell that draws a 3/1 creature. You know, a 2 mana damage spell that draws a 4/3 creature. And not only that, it's 4/3 creature that can't be discarded or anything else, you know, which is crazy, but that's the magic we're playing these days. Alright, let's kill that. We need to draw like a Primal Might or something. Otherwise, I don't know how we're going to get out of this. Hey, we dropped some creatures in the yard. That helps. I mean, I think we're dead anyway. We're only at 10. But we have a couple of blockers, so we're not out of luck here. We have a little bit of action. Oh, the opponent's blocking. That's not good for us. They instead of going to 9, they just decided to throw the Innkeeper in the way. That has to bode terribly for us. That can't be good. How many ways do we die here? This is scary. Oh, well, they just sweep the board. That's what they were setting up for. Ugh, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, it is what it is. Let's find Call of the Death Dweller, just to punish them for such a play. For even thinking that was a thing they should do to us. I mean, the problem is we're just going to have to deal with this again. But opponent is at 12, so there are some ways we could piece together a little bit of something. I mean, if we were to call the Death Dweller, I'm not even completely sure what we would get back. I would assume just a Fiend Artisan, because there'll be a bunch of stuff in the yard. Ugh, Ugin. That's so dumb. There's just too many ways to play that card in too many decks, really. Yep. I mean, I'll take and see what our top card is, but really, we're effectively dead. Yeah, Blightfang's not going to cut it. I mean, I'll play it, but we have no real expectations from here. I mean, maybe we could get away playing, like, a Shovel if we draw it, and a Garrick. Make a 3/3, use a 3/3 to block a Giant. I mean, something in that space could be a thing we could do, but I wouldn't plan on it. And let's be honest, the other problem here, though, is that also Well, hold on. There, no, that wouldn't do it either. I was just thinking if we were to draw another... Well, hold on. How much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, we would need... I would need a Ram Through and a Garrick. Oh, actually, that would work. Alright, so if we got a... If they play their big giant... Oh, they're not. They're just gonna go get something else to kill our Blightfang, because they, whatever reason they made Fae of Wishes where you can just keep reusing it, which is terrible. But here we are. I was mostly thinking if it was possible, we could Blightfang, or we could ram through their big giant, and then Fauna, Mythos of Illusion. That's one that copies a token, right? Oh, copies a permanent. Oh, they're just gonna fling their guy at us? Okay. Well, that's a thing. Alright, so they're gonna copy our Blightfang to fight our Blightfang. Okay. Well, that's a thing, yeah. Alright, that'll do it. Alright, they're gonna mulligan. They had a good hard think there. Look at such pretty butterflies around the puppy. That's like the nicest of all of them. I think if you watch while the game's going, it like rolls over on its back and stuff. This one at least just makes the derpy face, which I'm all about. We will keep that. Not only is it our fourth land, it's our second black mana, so that is pretty key. Possibly more shenanigans. Well, that doesn't tell us much at this stage. Let's go ahead and play this. The good news here is if they do get a Clover, this is at least a 3 toughness, so it's a lot harder to do any real damage to that one. Alright, looks like it's still some type of adventure deck. Ooh, cute. Don't hate that. If we attack, they block, we play Shovel. Yeah, I'm in. I mean, they're kind of incentivized to block, so that doesn't... I mean, they don't know that we're playing a bunch of Deathtouch things yet, which is kind of one of the reasons I waited here. Yep, makes sense. That is a reasonable block under the circumstances. Now, if they play a significant creature, we can put a counter on it. Well, we can't put a counter on that. That just goes through right there. So that gives them a whole pile of things in the graveyard. Good news is we can at least fight one of those. And we have a good supply of questing beasts, it looks like. Alright, this looks like just Simic, so we could get stuff bounced here. Alright, so Girl comes in. Man, let's find a ram through. Come on. Come on, deck. Or Primal Might. Primal Might's fine too. We can make Questing Beast a 7. Come on, deck. Both options would be great. We got 6 pulls at it. Let's do it. Ah, you failed. You failed me in my time of need. Alright. Guess I should have attacked with Shovel too, but I kind of want 2 things back just in case they go and bounce something. Want to be able to kill the Uro. Great Hinge will be annoying. Not the most detrimental thing, though. I'm gonna Primal Might something. That will also kill your Uro, which we are okay with. Let me tell you. I'm all fine and good with that. Alright, Lovestruck Beast, you get some cards. And some life. Yeah, we pretty much can't play this without Wilts or Gem Razors in it. Tried, but it's not that beneficial, sadly. Or practical, I should say. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get rid of this Fabled Passage. Probably just go get a Swamp. That is not what we are looking for. Oh, boy. Okay, so we attack. They likely just give us the Lovestruck Beast. Problem is, if that's the case, I kind of want to just attack with the Questing Beast right now. And then replay a Questing Beast. And see if we get another land next turn to play both of these other spells. Because right now, we could play this, we'd get in for 6, well, for 2, really, because we're not going to attack with anything else. So, yeah, just Questing Beast, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Alright, let's see what we can do from here. The good news is they don't really want to lose their Uro, so he's just kind of sitting there. Unfortunately, this now means they can bounce 2 things most likely, and we're going to be in a bit of trouble. Especially since they're going to get at least 1 extra card this turn. Though I think what this is also showing is we kind of have to trim down the list. Whereas Grim Dancer is nice, I think you have to just go completely 4 each on Primal Mights and the Ram Throughs. Don't think we really have much choice otherwise. I would love to do something else, but I don't think we can. Alright, 1-5, which matters. I guess not too much. I mean, we have Deathtouch stuff, so until it's like a 2 or 3 power, we don't really care. Alright, opponent, what you got? We're gonna Fae of Wishes for something. Probably something just unsummons or whatever. Yeah, big Primal Might would have been nice a couple turns ago, though. Because that would have allowed us to kill... Oh, they have a Ram Through of their own. That's not what we want. Okay. Well, now we need our big Ram Through to get rid of this Uro now. Come on, deck. Alright, there's a Primal Might. A little late to the party, but we don't hate it. Alright, so the least we could do is we have to do it for at least 7, which doesn't leave any mana for anything else. So... Problem is, this is a lot here. They're going to have 10, 11, 12 mana, so they can definitely do that. And Primal Might, whatever the hell they feel like. So... I was just thinking, if we could do 3... draw a card, but still only 1 extra mana. These all cost more. Yep. Okay. Well, we're going to do what we can. Let's do it for 4. On this. Alright, hopefully it is a Ram Through for that. Nope, it was not. Alright, well we are going to need an answer for either the next Uro or this Beanstalk Giant. Alright, opponent's at 6. Technically they're at 8 though. $10. Here's an interesting thing, though. If we... Oh, man. No, not quite enough. Alright, yeah, that ram through's a pain. They get to gain a bunch of life because of that. Still can kill the Beanstalker Giant if we find something. What have we lost to the yard? Okay. Nothing too concerning yet. I mean, let's put it on the Beanstalk Giant, because that's what we're looking to kill. I mean, let's do it. If it's not there, it's probably over. Yeah, we're just dead now. Alright, we're going to keep this. No 1-mana thing, which would have made this perfect, but it's not bad. I'm going to go ahead and shovel on 2 and hope this actually turns out reasonable. I mean, if shovel dies, he dies. So be it. Oh no, they're going with Agnes. Well, there goes that hooded Blight Fang. They're not going to let us have that, that's for sure. Our little Grim Dancer. Let's give it, Actually, let's make it Lifelink and Deathtouch. Mostly in case we need to ram through or do something down the road. Fiend Artisan, sure. Put a counter on that Artisan. Hey, look at that. We drew another Blight Fang. Start doing our thing. Getting a bunch of life here. Oh, that is bad for the opponents. Very, very bad. Alright, going to attack. Oh, they're just taking it. Yep, they're effectively saying it's over. Yeah, Ghost Rider doesn't really do anything here. You're at 4. Yeah. I do like having 2 ram throughs, but we're gonna mulligan this. That didn't help us, deck. It's kind of the same thing, but worse. Boy. Ugh. Alright, we're gonna talk the ram through. Oh, that was probably bad. Gotta toss that. We need something smaller, more effective. Would have loved to have had that, honestly. Would have loved it. You know, we're gonna hope the Fiend Artisan lives, but it probably isn't. I can't imagine that it does. I mean, do we block? I mean, I guess so. No blocks, no blocks. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Oh, I got a claim. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that's insult to injury here. Alright, well this is sadly what we have to do. I mean, if you got Embercleave, just hit me, opponent. We had such a garbage start here that, like, we should be dead. Yeah, there you go. Like... Oh, boy. Alright, we'll keep. I'm just going to play the Temple first and then see what we can do. Because maybe we can get in a situation, depending on what's on top, where we could play, yeah, exactly, 2 things on turn 2 and then maybe play Shovel. Actually, you know what? If that's what they're going to do, then we're just going to play Shovel here. Give us a chance to tag something. Well, the opponent didn't like the sounds of that, apparently. So let's attack. Worst case scenario, they have something. Scorching Dragonfire this thing? Nope. Okay. Well, nothing else. We get a bunch of Hooded Blightfang triggers coming up, so that's not bad. Okay, they can't play the Bone Crusher Giant. There's a chance they're going to stomp this, though. Which would be completely reasonable. I think here we may just want to do this on turn 3. Oh, they're playing blue. Ah, that's a twist to the story. What I think we want to do. Oh, we'll definitely keep that. So whatever crazy blue thing shows up, we can deal with that. Could be Scorching Dragonfire time here, though. Let's give it Deathtouch. Let's give it Lifelink. Alright, let's see what the opponent's got here. Good news is, no Scorching Dragonfires. So, thumbs up for that. Alright, that doesn't bother us too much. Because we can still kill Dorat with just this. Kind of a tough spot for the opponent here, because they're kind of looking at like, okay, well, if I attack, I get in for 2, they can't block. But then taking 3, 4, and you know there's at least 3 life gain there. Now, granted, they don't know we have the Blightfang either, though. No, they're going for it. Interesting. Okay, well, things being what they are, I say we just kill. Play a land, play Blightfang. Yep, that was gonna. Alright, I think this can work. I think, you know, kind of like I mentioned earlier in the video, is when we're playing, you're going to really want to build with probably a full selection, complement, full suite of Ram-Throughs and Primal Mites. I don't believe the deck can survive without it. And we might even have to just play something like Gem Razor, you know, as a way to hold up if you want to be able to destroy the Lucky Clovers. There's other options like Wilt and whatnot, but I don't think those really fit this style of deck. The other bonus you do get is that when you do put a Gem Razor on a thing with Deathtouch, you get the Deathtouch Trample thing, which is pretty nice. So that probably means Garrick has to go. We're probably going to also remove the Grim Dancers as well. But other than that, I mean, those are the only real bad matchups. I mean, Red's going to be tough if they get the early Fervent Champ start and you don't get any of your removal cards, but that's okay. I mean, I'm willing to just have that issue. Overall, though, I think the deck surprisingly is playable. If you want to try something different, definitely give it a look. It does have some game. It can end games very quickly, too. If you go just 1, 2, 3, lay your cards out, I mean, there's not a lot opponents can do many times. So something to keep in mind. It's not what I would call a top tier deck. It's probably at best, low end of tier 2, just having options and being competitive. But hey, it's something different, so you don't have to play the same thing while you're waiting for Zendikar. Anyway, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. And that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.